Hey, good evening. Salot ina edlanot kudun zinege da te no basuga wale no haraliant June only there hell does te it's all in leo on that hell hopefully dok not daisy te no baralian suga wale. But anyways, doing zinege Dene Yati podcast or with Anna. Don't be shy to say hi. See Willis Janvier who she Nintelas tours in Taylor's tours in the Lost Saskatchewan, Clearwater River Dene Nation band member the Heslu and doing Zinage Treaty 4 territory. Here's in all Huntati Dana Dlila. Good afternoon, Sharona Montgran. Good afternoon. Doing Zinage no haba guess who's and I think Taylor's tours and I think doing Fort Nelson, BC, Henila, Cosin, Dene Halnader, Yanse, and Nana de Cole, Dene Baalt, Anilt Henila. But, anyways, Ashton, Janvier, Juliet, DTEP program, Hilchunik, Ani Thelelant, last year, I believe, graduated at Johnny's, and do Fort Nelson, BC, and a Kohonel, and not the doing so. Bahal Too, I know, and then, we're going to talk about Gay Pride Month or Pride Month, not just gay, but LGBTQ2 plus. And I believe Salina, there's going to be an event in Telas Tuege a base. So igan bahali tia dun zineke. So welcome. Nuhabaho aunt azan. Hello, Sharon. Hello from Prince Albert, back for a short visit. Ashton, Sydney. Everybody's got fans here. Ashton, I thought Torlunt Alameg Cora Shu Sydney Bes Cananin Delana Sanani Balotine. But welcome everybody. Welcome. Masicho Ayat Bonul dia Dunzineke. Hello Ashton Atlaneta.
Asidon son stile John Tigani law and Astanel Kunan Atlananda.
Son stille Dunkani Te Chase Lolia, the sloppy joes and taters on Chase tea is pretty good actually.
City ya Tigani inside ya has he done that at the ya Bonnie season do or it is ya said Dana yes tea but it is people ocean ha.
Nezu. Tlasuto butter lady beganala.
Butter begas in I mean ya Nashchelu Lord Chinny cooked on it, yeah, butters and changes on that.
Nezu Masicho. Masina Rusindo Ashton Salhuntatin Daha. Then I introduce her in Yane that I doing Zinage Masi Bonulde.
Okay, Atlanta Torrent like then no then Institut see Ashton Janvier who show yeah I think Taylor's toi La Loche Clearwater River Dene Nation of Still Adouin yeah Fort Nelson British Columbia Nestor at John Sakuhanish 10 Dena has Tigani Tonana Sageja 30 Tigani 30 Nurish Ganda
30 nourished.
I must see Doanja Sahayanishtia.
Masicho. Yeah, 30 is a Tornisi a yacht is on a 30 during yare.
Yeah, Childhood Bidas Nitze said Danada Yadinshi.
Yeah, I can't on that. Yeah, so the Ashton, I do Fort Nelson on there, but bonul did there DTEP program school 9 there nisant I nulsega Clearwater hui honestly but lant and in yasa no hal hulli.
Kuya a program DTEP non down about 4 or 5 years ago in Isa and I thin tailors twag on down a ads das and it was becoming a big thing a year no hananaga so a Sakuhanas ten has seen Hanani there Nicola a year a ya has a school non die a year la loshka a dursta nidhiu and apply straw and setzer new a adeni yala. Gutun ya bonil deo, lo at bonil deo. There was about 34 of us. And adene dahu, yeah, there was about 21 of us graduates. So lo I yeah di taponithra sa arindlisu sa aretlis kain tu research when you do a university program a year, you kind of have to learn a bit about how your brain's gonna work. So a hotia kola agalai now glide dana bahal a school neither tia kola at I do academy nihu it was an overall good experience saba hurl yainle.
Yeah, that's very interesting point that you said. Do nenek I see, let's say sunkat and ande na basha dunani then you maybe no ba ans dueuto.
Well, dit habdeni ya tadu Saskatoon ya Sias College neither on la sala your qua food and nutrition management histunia, and I was the only native student in the class. Bond line dandehi sahal school naradeo and Sabah Ashadunlan dene a year tia because dena sahalde ashtichalan delu sanane delu sa ado yang godelu so Sabah a year quated dui hin lenito yeah nights in school neither and it was really hard to complete it and I stay as a doing your quest so who seen lu and your quest lots of Johnny Alberta then to the oil field so I saw school I saw university neither in Leo but circumstances it didn't work out the first time.
No, but Lant, any I know. I guess that would have been your first time in Nina. There, from the north who going to school on there. No, but maybe you weren't too comfortable. That answer do maybe culture shock. That do know that I guess of course obviously and Nina and Dao hundi see, but it's a different thing. When you move away, kontu na ba. Lant ay kontu hundi honestly.
Well, like us about doing in there is school in the chaisho and some called them but adore shenlu public bus get the hasao the dog gets and ho I or shenlu. There was times I got off at the wrong stop and school ni yare a year the parking not new there's just a lot of different things Natsan Haltala and I the ana the do answer ataduna se I also about doing lante hinlanda you're going to school the yai.
Nazun, good stuff. One of the things the program nunt ala. I just want to point out, doing but kahin lean lasant your school line there you see DTEP that's a kohani tania.
And not bagas hinla but saba ashwan chancer the doors opened for me. I was able to Sazi, I was able to build my name and jobs became a lot more options for me. Oshana a year ayur saku hanal tanasleo sungadzen hasars in the sion sungadzen ashwandagam arrestin hers and sihu a ya different places zen law kenny tau a the ana ya Fort Nelson ya community who's on law and there's Dene people there so that made me a little bit more comfortable and for sure finishing the DTEP program but yeah sapa chansian zonjanda.
You know, I arrange chala that inunta. So I always encourage, the DTEP program hulchuna then they, it's brought lots of good opportunities. Hinni later Ashton so tell halon tathed Ashton you don't in Fort Nelson there's Dene Yati kontu assault auna by Dene not desi.
Aja yatichu doga nohanana yati yansa asal talan dahu kola the dialect a tia asaduna. For example, I'll just pull up my board behind me and then I'll count the self-slaving numbers for you and then maybe see they can maybe hear the similarities and they can hear the differences. Okay. So I'll just pull up my board. So John Bonistire self-slavey yatia shy oki Thai, D, Alagathi, Etzatai, Shadi, Etzadi, Shuli, Hanano. So, first time, Adriati, but then introduce a show, Saba asal dalan distasi ayi ba asineo colled like ti ashadun si ayi but then extra London berestin hakola adwan 2 years neither the reason Fort Nelson pick a slide sai tsankwa aja Dene teacher hinla Adwan Bastorshila, unfortunately, COVID Betzenjo, and she was much elderly, and it unfortunately took her. So a video has in our Facebook, and she was doing the Dene prayer at Ayibayatia, and Yansa distahu Yansa beneresninea. So a the anam ajan doga netza dana cedar doga dana a year a derista hers dasion and la ka desin aritlisu a deristahu and the next day the donna said then phone yao and they wanted to interview me. I told them that I speak Athabascan Chippewan language, so I said I have a different dialect, but I'm willing to learn and I'm willing to learn other Dene language. So almost right then and there, they just gave me the job, and I was on my way here to Fort Nelson.
Not K9 either. I thought it was only 1 year, eh?
Not doing none either. So doing this year is gonna be my last year in Fort Nelson and Alberta then lost on da was seen Takuhana Tanasliha identity teacher a career standard this year.
Okay, Nazo. Maybe we'll touch on that in a bit. At their DTEP program, but aren't is don't then aren't is benarin nisa.
Duan dana Aristlisatia Beners Nashjo Kola, I mean ya yansa yatib sabaduila dinchli kola ya barestino and it at the end of the day if you don't know something you just have to give yourself time to just practice it and I to see but there's a nanyola
Mm-hmm.
so adwan ba arestlisa na zonjo kola ashwa each day berestin on da
Mm-hmm.
ba arestlisu bagayas tihu um even though no hayatia ayas tikola the reading and writing part is it still can be a challenge dene no hayatiats they say it's the third hardest language so every day I'm still learning even though sakuhana kind of sinkola dwa.
Mm. Yeah, no, so it's a very good point. I know for myself. Dentist out and I asked about artist is ocean. That's something I wish I would learn, but it takes time. And didn't let I see her in dine. I Kosiale night dene. I know Sahel Korean. There's different groups of dene, slavey dinu, Chinchon dinu.
Clincho, there's South Slavey, Clincho, Denethal, there's Gitchwin. So the area they're branched out, Northwest Territories, Zenu and Yukonu, Nana Alaska Zen, Nadela, Kola Doga Nasraja Fort Nelson Gare, mostly South Slavey uh, and Denetha Denadeja.
Mm-hmm. Kuyit, let's say just any regular conversation. Dint on as on the yaltire tebe yatia not circle sint not a daisy.
A jare doga nastra yeti ayo zen chonat surla dana residential school nine deo and ayirqua yeti dudila jania and adware hotiadla ansnada dana husi bayati adayaltilanda kola people that are in their 30s, late 30s, they actually don't talk their language. They don't speak their
Mm,
language,
mm,
and sakwire ya dotihon. So basically, them coming to school and learning the dene here, it's what they're learning.
mm-hmm. Yeah, do banana is right. You know, Dene kani nila chip one language kun yaun ko sint a different dene not de yan set duno and then you're helping them, right? You're not just teaching them, you're helping them, but yet yet and all I ha naturent is it the halt alantau.
Asal dalan dakula ajayatire dlayati torsia bananda it's called meh like M epsilon EH toryuan dlayati um gundu bonitia ajare so the dialect is uh is different so just minimal uh it's the same as back home.
Mm,
Like for example, nuni sesteri did it for bear. It's sasu ku ajare they say sa. Um, Dene did it for moose. Ajare it's golo. So it changes. Um, uh, for some words that we say the same for animals, saw we say beaver the same, he dog we say that the same. So there is some words that ashal dahu, but there's just some words tia asaduna.
Mm,
For like example, like that when I was just reading the numbers, for 5, alog gatha, diretila, so one side of your hand, alog gatha, kununide so line diretila.
mm,
So there's differences, but if you're committed, I mean, you can really learn any language.
mm. Hey, I don't know anybody else. See, I like at the dinner. That's kind of where you know, didn't own the, just like in the words, though, at different Dene nations, not Desi Dene Horal that dilat I Ashne that's actually Dene different Dene tribes, eh. Doon kosit I take Korean deal then it's a Kuharan tensi. Uh you think Neni you got a new look on don't ud Dene Sushina Baza dinner, and maybe you want to push Dene language, you can see Dene culture Baza.
And yeah, gundu paranistanda ya ajam ya Fort Nelson nanaga yet ayodzen chonat suralon dakola, but the culture aspect, they practice their dene hand games every day almost. Dene hand drums, their tea dance, their round dance. At Jaretia, it's really acknowledged, and it's almost like a weekly practice over here at Jare. Um, Yet I yodzencho not sur la cola because the answer dan sam, but yet yeah brando la jasi cola, they still the the culture traditions aspect
Mm,
and like for example, like the Dene laws over here is the same as back home, and I think it's the same to the other Dene cultures around, Saskatchewan, Northwest Territory area, Alberta
mm,
area. So that those part I see similarities. Windu.
mm. Yeah, I think it's interesting. Even in na communities, but yet Tidoro DC, it seems like the culture not served on to seek and not desi. I can't do a community need. Asani John, we're in the same community. I I think I can say this, but our culture is different. Let's say it's hunting and fishing. That's part of our culture. But I tell you, hand games di bedini jaundala. Na
Yes.
badlant I cosint anan throw maybe said during zao hundi see that the anet a daisy and there the tea dance idinila.
Who ay ya ajantia young people chalakwazu ay ya alaga honoratio ay dene handrum hotia kola ya dinner nihu ya asana detia adol yaw and hotia bahadur yaw butter dion ya asana dede and ya John Sitzin first year students that had in this time um all of the boys like Dene was a class not there, all of them they knew the Dene hand drum and the Dene hand game, and so but for me that was just amazing because sire kunduni yenola and uh Dene hand games that as the ocean and London until I basically got to university. Gutu at John at Jadoganastra, that's the first thing I seen just school me y'all. So it was an eye opener, and when they were doing the Dene hand drums, my all the young boys that I had, it made me feel really good about myself, and it made me feel like I want to practice that. And I beneris nihers then do sana the dia to the ocean harass so I like yeah chala causes the class in there hard harnessing town and do it yeah, then a hand game asan at the there and sabat her yani asai there
Mm.
and like ashneth denahal sanat dede hotia you just see the relationship that they have and yeah you can just tell that it's a close community when they do traditions like that.
Mm. Yeah, Nezun, it's maybe something banani droto. No, and then it's an eat. Maybe you can bring that back next Thanarsi Atlani then.
Hotel on the course now yeah ashwamber still and yeah yeah drums this or change dog when this tia collaborate stinde no hanana neslios aqua hadanas tanoha uh that's another goal that's on the way.
Mm-hmm. Nezun, good stuff. All the points you made that yeti basu and especially culture. That bonnery ya selk and lady as your journey on do not kenene. Um, one of the thing yeti basu don't I son light in it konu banani there student the meaning the origin of a word kosi now that you kind of got two different, or I guess more than two, because Xin Chao, slave, you not there. So, and especially us, Chippewan, Torlusia, you got to see a different languages that the origins of a word banani there maybe dok out in it or don't do because one of the things a cam loops neither a year side I sweat to shoes not he die. We got the word denier from the Dene people henny so yet it's eralt yondala and don't adabak ani tad aberin dinet I origins base edlani theno atlantis see her din.
Who ay gundu bonan hidere ya sa asnef dana bahalde yastire no hayatiga ya dandu no hayatia yulianja and dandu ba adel tia glaisia adanil a gundu yatidel tionla dahutiu um uh daddy colors up a nerd um if na chauto na chelauto kundu sia danil a kundu no hayatia asha nil yanda who a denia a jangolo rasila who a ya tsanku dana burst crow dandu a ya dania golo hulia desio ku ai dra yati are golo natla na pagala hanila ai ti ana gundu bazi hotland the neja hanila so nuni dana no hayatia it's descriptive um we're basically saying everything that object or item is and that's how our word is created and I think Toryuan everything in our yati dene yati it's always comes back to nature as well
Mm-hmm.
so no had nuni dana athathao ni ni tia ba other jon ni a dai dao hotia kola Toryusia dandu a thought lala ai ti ana dai dai gundo no hayatia a thanilia a anda ya doga dana nadesi ai tia gundo ba yatia de sanda.
Mm-hmm. It's very interesting. And Victor Desazi, Taz, Denaze, Hulia, Sladu, and Tulu, just like never noticed, never paid attention to Lu, Tulu. frozen water. That's how they try. It wasn't until the Dene Yati that I even knew that or even wanted to know that. So, yeah, narration is massiness and that language basu no achani and you get to experience different Dene nations. During I yeah, so bagay you could do it next one day. This month, June, I believe it's Indigenous Month and also Pride Month. And I know there event nunu Aussie bagay maybe the last 6 years. Yeah, so no hanhul ni.
Who a Thintelas Twaga, yeah, I said Chalchu, Event Nunidai. Our nonprofit organization name is called Two Spirited Associations, and it is a nonprofit organization that we host, Thintelas Twiga, and at the nonprofit Nonitang, we said that we wanted it to be family orientated. We wanted to be about love and support for the LGBTQ community of La Loche and surrounding areas. The main reason behind it is because dating law and gundisia ashwa banat ya ba adri jenelan daha and and the only time you see events like that is Honai Hila. So we organized this event and Sandana Hotekola no Hadzadai knew to make it successful. And our very first gay pride in La Loche, a lot of community members, they got dressed up, they showed their support. There was pride colors everywhere. We decorated one vehicle. It was a small little pride walk parade that we started from the PNR service, and then we went up to the Friendship Center. And the people that Canada Day Gasa, they'll still park on the side and they'll watch. A lot of people did that to show support. They were honking for us. We had banners made, and some of them, some of our counselors, they helped us with that. The SRT from the La Loche Village office, they helped us, and that's how I think we got successful in our community.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the walk, we had a family community barbecue, and it was just nice. It was just people just felt like they could be happy, and people felt like that there was a sense of belonging. So because just I think in our northern communities, a lot of our young people really suffer just because sometimes it's hard to be accepted, and sometimes because they don't have the best education, and they don't understand uh, the the full knowledge of LGBTQ. So I think it was really important for us to just bring that awareness to the
Mm-hmm.
community. And we had, at the end of the barbecue, we had speeches from older LGBTQ members of the community, and it just felt like everything just came together, and it was nice. And we said to ourselves that we're gonna try to do this event every year, and we'll make sure that it's about acceptance and it's about showing love and support.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have our 5th annual Gay Pride this June. It's going to be on June 25th, Saturday. Um, there is posters being posted around the community. We'll do our annual Gay Pride Walk. This year we have money for vehicle decorations and to make it a parade event. We're going to have another barbecue, and we want to have a drag show in the evening, which is going to be hosted by a fellow young LGBT from the community. His name is Martin Laprise.
Mm-hmm.
He's been sort of becoming famous. He does his own fashion. He makes his own clothes, and he's from the reserve, and it's so cool to see that. And then don't want to say it on the podcast, but we're going to have a social event as well at nighttime.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're just trying to make this event something that's going to be in the Lodge for years to come.
Mm-hmm. Nezuit I told you I hui asi na badlant ani, and no a lot of times kani kuri nila tu dene young people, there's mental health, mental, suicide, and because they don't know how to express themselves, to be, whether two spirit, however you identify, this is just, I'm just going to generalize it because, for a lot of us is too, there's a lot of education involved in this. So, but before that day, not everything hutla is accepted due to whatever it may be, religion or the TC. I'm not just pointing it out, but kont anya don't isig, and that's a deal. You see it going everywhere. Ne badlant, in regards to that pride boss it events nunt, you kind of see it, the flag everywhere. And also that's one of the reasons I puts it in clothing. I put the pride flag in there because and I'll leave this for after actually. But Dlani then Ashton don't usi beg aniltai.
I mean, I think we need support like that just for everyone in general. LGBT, Dehinlu, Kala, Adwan, yeah, Sakwa, young people, yeah, there's so much problems in our world. Um, there's a lot of things that people go through that we don't know about. So just being kind and denadzen and new denaha akanandro gundisya, if you show it and talk to people about it, other people start to understand. I can help people too, and I can support this person. And our gay pride event in the community, we said it's for gay pride, but we just don't want to just put all that emphasis on just gay pride. We want to also show support for mental health, and show that people that mental health is so important.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every day naturista, dagaris nihu, marsina sanu hasnau, satiku, sagikeo, satzedenu, tor sahaldana, marsina sanu, nestire, yes tihu. And, you know, I go through my own struggles too at times. I mean, sakui honest there's a lot of things that run through my mind every single day. There's issues I have to deal with every single day, and it's not easy. So knowing your mental health at the end of the day, and you taking care of your mental health, it. I mean, it can save you against so many things.
Hmm. Yeah, that's very good. Every time mental health boss, yes, don't you see it? You know, in regards to their Pride Month, don't uni si ne mentally na badlant and it maybe different times. We are in 22, so sa dunont I call it maybe it still might be sa boring ni lelant on the sant I then I go the sundani yen and kani tone nani ya dinilat I nenadero konti babade don't ubeni catch our lisi der sie base dlani then don't unen huthi yazi.
I mean, see, sa question. I mean, even then. I mean, it wasn't long ago, but it was not easy. I mean, I heard derogatory terms on a daily basis, like every day. This the whole and um, it didn't bother me so much just because it was hard to be out and open and just express yourself because you would just be bullied. So compared to Dunadana and Glaisakwe Hadaniyu and um, them possibly coming out as LGBTQ, maybe it's a lot more support for them, which is what we want,
Hmm.
because what I went through and experienced and what other people my age and older experienced hard, and it was scary.
Hmm.
So just me generally, I'm not the tallest person. I'm tiny. I'm Nashchelonla. So I was always intimidated by a lot of people growing up. So I was always shy and say I guess near Gothinanish Chilu. So now for me to have that opportunity to opinionate my voice and use it for the right reasons, I mean, hopefully, I'm saving someone's life, or hopefully I'm giving someone the support they need at the right time. So I mean, for the new generation of people, they just have to remember that it's at the end of the day, it's important to just treat each other with just love and support, and
Hmm.
that will just go a long way for everybody else.
Hmm. That's one thing, a good point. Even probably myself, I'm sure I've used derogatory terms to somebody, and bagayatilani, even sa question. I grew up with that ibenresnilani, Jerry, late Jerry, Auntie Cherry is my auntie for. But I didn't know what that meant for the longest time, that uberestine, but bahalni yao and don't sigana is Thanisi I didn't know. So a lot of education heret in base don't probably to be more inclusiveness than our see as we get older see a real and to be open. Then we're not open to this, and to the conversation. That's why I wanted to have this. I feel it's very important. And one of the things that they're doing, like ani thelelante April, um, I was a youth conference. I was hosting in then I interviewed us. There was panelists on it. There was a woman, a guy, and then a trans woman, I believe. But anyways, then I go there younger than me, way younger than you. Classy that resonated with them, they would cheer. And I thought, hey, they probably only feel welcome here because they created this space for them. Good chance not daily, they might have a hard time at home. Yeah, Conestena, I wanted to support and put that pride flag in Dene, to show that support. But Atlani Deni, Ani Descent, only when we create space, people are able to express themselves. But see, out of there, it's you've probably experienced that. Then I go there. It is 2022, so Atlani then Ashton.
Um, I've done youth panels myself uh, several times, and I had to uh, like llawsgaeth sauto or honaizen ya alladuna dena zenyas tila. So a year toryua alladuna dena mididus ihu, and I myself have a lot of transgender friends, and for me, like, I don't feel that they're any different. They're just people at the end of the day, and gundu ya ashwan ya being friends with them, I learn a lot about myself too, and all the different things that I may like and all the things that I might want support for. So gundu ya dana meeting it, you learn about yourself too.
Hmm.
So it's important to get out there and just meet and be friendly to everybody.
Hmm. Be willing to learn, for sure. That's very good to point out. It happened to me the other day. But na badlant don't your journey through life pretty much, and nat usa kuhanil tana na thro na kesi horin chagan there, very important. Nech an unit nets yati basu, and also to keep mental health within the LGBTQ2 plus communities. Na badlant to have this conversation so openly, Danny.
I mean, merci no seeing adre na the Dene Yati podcast. Knowing I think um, it gives an opportunity for people to learn more about indigenous people. It gives people an opportunity to learn the language of Dene people, and how we communicate, how we talk about things, and it gives people an opportunity to understand our culture and what we value. So, when Sakuhas Klion, Sala Sweetie Dombastoshlila, about 5 years ago. Kola sa days at a sonda twitla, like sa kazana halinkola, but sa bare sa days at a sonda. Sa kwinichelu Professor Asuzichinea, and I don't know where that came from. I think it's just because of the way I always used to try to talk so promptly. Um, you know, Growing up, I didn't know who Dene people really were. I didn't know myself. So when my cousin, yeah, I said, "Days is sweet." Professor Aswaziu, and I look back on my life uh, from this day, and it's like maybe she saw in the future, and maybe she saw me, as a professor, and I actually just got accepted for a master's program. I'm going to be starting my master's program in curriculum and leadership, and my reason for picking that field is because one day in the future I want to be able to make curriculums that is going to be in the Saskatchewan, in the BC, in the Alberta curriculum, and there's going to be room for Dene language, Dene Yati, Dene way of learning. Uh, in the near future, I want to be able to do that and give other aspiring Sakuhanish Tana a chance to have resources ready for them. So that's my future goal, and I think that's why my late cousin nicknamed me Professor, and um, Satiku Sagikyo Laloshka Professor at Desuzonda till today, and they know why. So.
Mm-hmm. Nezuino, Professor Ashton, and Nadade, and all Dande, I hope that we are still going Dene Yati podcast in the near future. But, Nezu, it was a very good conversation at the torrent. I see and to open up the doors, Dene Ha, Dene Goda, don't you see with Yao the balance and do then harantu ya tini ani then in a banonus alo. There's a lot of important things that you made, and I hope someone picked it up. But na banonus alu and balaulia.
Okay. Well, I mean, Lalosh gonna show, Hana show a year. I started out at Chester Fried Chicken. That's where I started my doga first time loss on down. So and now I'm a second year teacher in a northern BC province. Um, a message that Danaha Nis Ihers Ide um Hutogatlad Nandedi Denin Liharin Ayi Bonanindro Dandu Nazun Hutin Lesi or Dandu Danazun Ni Hunlesi Ayi Baahin Galu Ayi Baa Naba Asia Toru Nazwan Neha.
Nezu, pretty much translate to keep up with your goals and stay on track. A lot of good stuff. Ashton, Janvier, doing zinige masiner usiunt I salhuntathin daya. Of course, another day at Ilti like Nadlinosa, maybe after the event or or when you become a professor, whenever it only then see. But once again, masi cho te huntiu. And maybe we'll see. I might be in La Loche that time of the event, so maybe we'll see each other in Nete Masicho.
Nazum Masi Sahayashtia Nandina Bahar Yawale.
Masi. Alrighty, Salot in a Kuyit, Salon Tatin Dai Ash in Janvier. I think Taylor's tours and the professor Julia Henila. Very important that Holtsia, her in Chag and other yet he basu don't then it's in dying Lissi with the LGBTQ2 plus community. It is Pride Month, June Salane 25th. There is a parade going on, barbecue, the Eugenio, and Tampa Nahanya, yeah, there's money for the parade and an event after that and a drag show. So a lot of good stuff. There was a drag show on it, Birch Narrows Dene Nation Youth Conference, the first ever. I got to host an MC that the first ever drag show. It was a lot of fun. Then a to cheer on. There was two, Mark and Hulye and Meredith, Jazu, and Shelazan LaRue that was there. So go check it out, June 25th, 22nd. And doing Zineke Masi Chonerusi. I'm very thankful we're able to have this conversation so openly. Then a lot of people then aside any there was up over 40 people at one point, and I hope his message gets across. Don't ud I but do any then see if mental health basu LGBTQ, the pride community. I'm just generalize it, and anybody else. The important thing is a lot of tindadaharin ilahani school and us in the DTEP program. So if you're on the cusp of Hilchuani, then it wouldn't be a bad idea, to try it out. About okay, So with that, Masi Choner Husiu Salot in a Gabine Tadine Altina Dlinosa. I'll have a guest at night, and I'm going down to the Navajo Nation. Gabi Naha about 8 o'clock a day. Masi Cho doing Zinnigan Obarrel Yanleo. See Willis Janvier Hushe in Taylor's tours in La Loche, Saskatchewan. Clearwater River Dene Nation band member at the Hesliu and doing Zinniga Treaty 4 territories. Noal Huntati Taza Masicho Teo Tes.